Hello, last podcast we actually looked at doing the balance day adjustments journals, in other words, the prepaid expenses, the accrued expenses, the unearned revenue, and the accrued revenue, and adjusting those journals to the trial balance. So now we're up to the next stage where we actually produce the financial statements, the statement of profit or loss, and also the statement of financial position. In order to do that quite easily is using your filters, which we established last podcast, and then using those to transfer the revenues, expenses, assets, liabilities, and owners' equities to the various financial statements. So we're going to start off with the revenues. So using your filters, we're going to click on revenues, and we are going to then transfer the sales and sales returns. Okay, a bit different from a service statement of profit and loss where you actually have three columns here. So we are actually doing this for a trading entity. So we've got income here, we've got the sales, so we're going to pick these amounts off from the trial balance. And you'll notice here that we're doing less sales returns. So sales returns will actually come off the actual sales to give us a net sales figure. And so over here equals that amount minus that to give us that figure, and then less our cost of goods sold. And we get our cost of goods sold figure from our expenses. And we can see here it's 38,271. So using our cell referencing again, and then we that figure minus that figure to give us our gross profit. Put that down on this line here. And after that, less all the other expenses that we've got here, and these can be in any order. So I'm going to copy those over. Change the formatting so it looks the same. And then using cell referencing, you can drag that down. Hopefully this will work. No, it hasn't. Okay, so we're just going to have to do this one by one. And we get total expenses, Using your auto sum, add all these expenses up. And then we've got a net profit in this case because our total revenues at the top here, our gross profit, is greater than our total expenses. Okay, so we've got a net profit here, which is very good for the business. Now, if you like, you can actually transform these into two decimal places and using dollar signs if you like. Not required, but it actually looks a bit more professional. So now we're going to move on to the statement of financial position. And as usual, we have three columns for this one. Merge your headings across the three columns. And first, we're going to start off with assets. So we're going to take our filters off here. And then we're going to copy all of our assets into our account. Okay, so what we've got here is all of our assets. Now what we're going to have to do here is to group our trade debtors with our provision for doubtful debts. And also group our car with our accumulated depreciation. So our trade debtors we get here. And then it's less provision for doubtful debts. So get our provision for doubtful debts. And then we take that amount away. Because as we know from last vodcast that the provision for doubtful debts are accounts receivable traders that aren't going to potentially give us any money, so therefore we must take that amount off. Same with our manager's car, we're going to take off the accumulated depreciation. And then we just get the other ones, inventory control. And then we're going to add these up. Put that on the other line. And that will become our total assets. And then our next line, less liabilities. So take your filters off, put them on L, Copy those across. Add these up. And then to get our net assets, our total assets minus our total liabilities. And this is the amount that the total owner's equity must equal to. So now we are going to put owner's equity and opening balance, owner's equity, less your drawings, and then in this case add your net profit. Now if it was a net loss, we would be taking that away. So then we're going to take our filters off, put owner's equity in, and this should only be 2. Minus our drawings. Oops, put it in the wrong column. And then get our net profit from our statement of profit or loss. So it equals our opening minus our drawings plus our net profit, and hopefully it doesn't equal. And a simple mistake that I actually made was I transferred the expenses wrongly across from the trial balance. So that is a very simple error to do. So one of the errors that you actually make is a simple transferring these across incorrectly, okay, which I actually did. So it is a good check to actually go back and total all these amounts up, and as you can see here, this one equals 106,997, and in our total expenses here we've got the same amount. So make sure that you actually transfer all the expenses across. Now as you can see here, it actually balances, so our total owner's equity here equals our net assets. So that is indicating that we have actually done this process correctly, and we've actually transferred all the accounts into the right statements, that is the statement of financial position and also the expenses. So one thing that you can actually improve on that I'm not going to do in this exercise is to put these in order of liquidity. That is actually for next year for your IAs, your summative piece of assessments, but for this exercise I'm more than happy for these to actually be left out in terms of the order of liquidity. Okay, thank you.